Hello family, this is your friend Kenisha. I am so excited to be back with you for our 8th episode of TransFormNation Thursday. This is our opportunity where we're talking about how can we have an influence on our family, our neighborhood, our city, our jobs, the organizations that we work in, our state, and this world. We want to influence this world. On Tuesdays, we talk about how we can change us. And then on Thursdays, we talk about how can we yield our influence for the world. So last Thursday, we talked about the moment of compromise. And then we talked about anabolic steroids and how some people want to get fit really quick. And unfortunately, they put their body susceptible to steroids and it has some very harmful effects. And then on this past Tuesday, oh my gosh, it was a wonderful episode. We talked about valuing virtue. And let me read you the definition of virtue. It says this: behavior showing high moral standards and a quality considered morally good or desirable in a person. So I want us to think about valuing virtue, and I have two other words to consider: intoxicated, exhilarated. What's the difference? So here's what the dictionary says. With intoxicated, typically it's talking about an alcoholic drink. It says it causes someone to lose control of their faculties or behavior. Should we want to lose control? Not if we're wanting to influence. And then exhilarated is to make someone feel very happy or animated or elated. So I thought about who is a leader that is exhilarated or was exhilarated that had great influence. And I think of Abraham Lincoln. Here's what his wife said. She said, Abraham Lincoln's great laws of truth is integrity. And he had a long career, which was ruled by honesty. And Mary Todd said this. She said, Mr. Lincoln is almost monomaniac, a monomaniac on the subject of honesty, which means that he believed in honesty. It says he was called Honest Abe. And the notion is he was a store clerk, and there were times where he would maybe mistakenly cut people short by pennies. It was said that he would close the store down, chase the person down just to give them pennies. Here's some other things about him. It says people recognized Abraham Lincoln's integrity, and they were soon asking him to act as judge and a mediator in various events. It says that here's the advice that he gave to potential lawyers. He said, resolve to be honest at all events. And if you're judge and in your judgment, if you cannot be an honest lawyer, he says, resolve to be honest without being a lawyer. So that's radical. He was a man of value. And then I would say that leaned on the side of being exhilarated and not intoxicated. And so our topic is intoxicated versus exhilarated. So we'll be coming again from our book, Next Generation Leader by Andy Stanley. It is an excellent book. And I would like to read, I'll start reading on page 137, this notion of intoxication versus exhilaration. It says, with success comes a propensity to see oneself as the final authority as it relates to right and wrong. It says power, money, success, fame, they are all intoxicants. And then it says, at times they stand in the way of both. It is not until right and wrong impede forward motion that you discover if you are a leader worth following. So when you're faced with the temptation of whether you're going to be intoxicated, and here's some other definitives with that. It says it's a state in which a person's normal capacity to act or reason is inhibited by alcohol or drugs. As influencers, we cannot afford to let our decisions be inhibited by intoxication. And then exhilarate, when you're exhilarated, it says, to be exhilarated, to be full of joy and happiness and excitement. When you are exhilarated, it says, you are in extremely good mood. When you feel enthusiastic, joy. So when we're valuing our virtues, naturally it brings joy. So I'm going to leave you with this question. How can you ensure to gain influence with others by living in a constant state of being exhilarated over intoxicated? We have a world to change, family. Let's value virtue. And let's be exhilarated and not intoxicated. This is your friend Kenisha. Love you.